And yeah, Tang deal here. Coming up with supply, crawler, sledgehammer. Let's see what UWeb is going for. Obviously, my choice would be here. But I think cost control could be working out as well. Giant Specialist. I like Crawler Steel Ball as a combo. Giant Specialist can work out there nicely as well. Rhinos in this combo is nice as well. Okay, yeah, Giant Specialist there. Absolutely fair combo as well. As we have Tang Deal here on the left side with the Sledgehammers. We have UWeb on the right side here, coming around with the Steel Balls, with the Crawlers. Crawlers on both sides. Yeah. That should be really interesting here now. Let's go. Yeah, Dragonfly and Dr. Nuke, all both about 10,000 as well. Sadly, Dragonfly just didn't quite show up. Yeah. And then a lot above, like, yeah, Pika Pinguin above 10,000. Redman was pretty high as well. Beast was pretty high. Anarion, 8,000 as well. So, yeah, good amount of higher level players in the tournament. I guess, sadly, the row of really high level Chinese players didn't quite find us. A lot of them obviously not on Discord. Obviously also not on the English YouTube. Or not on YouTube at all. As we go here in the first round here. Giant versus Supply. Steel Bolts trying to deal the damage. Crawler doing a fantastic job on the ground. Arclight moving forward. Can the Marksman here do the job? Going down pretty quickly here. And UWeb taking the damage. Yeah, Arclight, Crawler, Sledgehammer. Pretty classic combo here from the get-go for Tang Deal. Really standard combo. Well, we have cheaper Steel Bolts now versus Haste Module. Obviously, cheaper Steel Bolts make sense if you already get Steel Bolts. Marksman here makes sense against the Sledgehammer, against the Arclights. Issue is, no unit on UWeb's side at the moment to deal with the Crawlers efficiently. Like, Crawlers obviously deal okay with Crawlers, but they die to all the other guys beforehand, before they can really do it. And then neither the Steel Bolts nor the Marksmen do well with the Crawlers. So Arclights or Mustangs here, I would say, are the addition to be made here for UWeb. And I feel like Mustangs would be the better choice. Could also obviously go for something anachronistic and go for something like Wasps. Try to use these guys. Deal with this. Arclights here coming up. We go with defensive and attack enhancement here on the side of UWeb as well. Marksman moving forward. Steel Bolts coming in. This is the Crawlers march on. Yeah, here we go. Steel Bolts going down quite quickly. And under attack already. As yeah, the Crawler's dying, and then all these units of UWeb at the moment not doing it, and that's a big issue as this damage already gets substantial here. UWeb needs something to deal with Crawlers and kind of tank at the same time, maybe even. As we have speed on one side. Not sure what UWeb went for there. I believe just in cash. Like maybe go for a giant unit here, maybe go for Vulcan. Vulcan could work out here. It's Arclights now. I'm surprised about Arclights. Like, especially Arclights right now instead of last round. Yeah, UWeb spreading them out now. Both sides already going for attack and defense upgrades here. Like, yeah, Arclights, as I said, do well against the Crawlers. Mustangs here already. Tang deal with the classic Mustang setup in the rear. Nothing too fancy there. Yeah, the 3 arc lights now around. Good amount of marksmen. As I said, the arc lights will be good against the crawlers here. Marksman at least taking out 2 of the sledgehammers here quite quickly. But still believe that Tangdale should win this round. He's dealing the damage quicker, and then the steel bolt's not really that tanky here right now. Yeah. And the Mustang's still annoying the marksman of UVEP, and then UVEP just going down here. Is it time to use the giant ability? I feel like it is. I feel like it's time to add a giant into this and try to fix it there. Okay, skipping here. Photon coating could be nice. Parasitic ammo is a bit too expensive. Yeah, skip here as well. Like, yeah, outside of the coating in round 4, I think that's it. And generally, I feel like parasitic ammo is too expensive nowadays. Like, I think it was made this expensive because people were crying quite a bit about it. Because it feels really obnoxious. Okay, here we go for the Vulcans now. I like that addition. As I said, I kind of would have expected a Vulcan last round. But they're fine here now. Yeah, crawler upgrades don't really make sense in this matchup. If you get the upgrade where you get them for free, then you do it. But here, doesn't really make sense. Sledgehammers with mechanical rage. Interesting choice. Though I get it. The high rate of fire makes them really quickly chew through the crawlers, and then you also deal decent amount of damage against all the other stuff. Yeah, missile gets eaten not by the sledgehammers, but by the by some crawlers. That's good for Tangdil as well. That's why those crawlers were there. Yeah, flamethrowers here now. Eating through the crawlers quite quickly though. If they can eat through the Mustangs as well, that would be nice. Marksmen die before they can... before the Vulcans though. The marksman a bit out of position. That's an issue. If there would be 2 more marksmen here right now behind the Vulcans, this fight would be pretty clean cut, but it's only 2 of them surviving. It still should be a victory here. The Vulcan investment for sure a good one. The Vulcan investment a really good one here out of UVEP. Especially as both survive, and that's a lot of damage. But yeah, obviously the marksmen there on both the outer marksmen both dying. A bit unfortunate there. Junior manufacturing specialist makes sense for Tangdil. Super heavy armor could make sense, but obviously that the melting point is coming is quite obvious. So going for super heavy here is a bit risky. As against melting point, it doesn't do much. Against everything else, it's great. But I mean, against everything else, the Vulcans already survived anyways. Extra range here is the upgrade of choice. Okay, I wonder what UVEP is adding now. I don't think you want to add more Vulcans. Range on the marksman, it is. Maybe more marksman it's gonna be. As we have a shield down here. Yeah, Tongdeal really quickly here. Tongdeal actually going for the killing blow. Going for rapid, going for mass recruiting, and going for high mobility. Adding a good couple more crawlers here. Next to the melting point. Marksman can level up. I believe these marksmen are marksmen that you want to level up as well. Question is, what else UVEP wants out of this match now? I'm not quite certain what to add here now. Like, maybe also another row of crawlers, or at least more steel bolt, like something that the melting point can deal with. Maybe add steel bolts and then add the mechanical division upgrade, so that the melting point and co have something to do there. Heavy targeting, interesting choice. Stormcallers? I'm not sure how much I love that, but interesting choice. As the fight got sped up here now. Yeah, Vulcans trying their best here to deal with all the crawlers. Doing a decent job, but the marksmen go down. Yeah, I don't believe the range upgrade on the Vulcan was actually the right choice, because now the marksmen stand in front of them, and yeah, the turrets go down before the Vulcans go down. I believe the range upgrade on the Vulcan was actually counterproductive, and yeah, this ends in UVEP just dying here. Yeah, so Tangdil moving on to the semifinal. UVEP is down here, down and out of the tournament in the last best of 1 round. Best of 3s from the next round onward. And let's see if we can find any of the other games. The Pure Tanner versus Shade match. Both sides took some damage already. Both sides having a good couple of units on the battlefield. Good range here for Tanner. Supply decreased cost on tech units. Aerial here on the left side. Speed, decreased cost, range, and more units to deploy here. On the other side for Shade. We have Overlord with quite a lot of abilities here already. Including armor. Ooh, turret nearly going down, but not quite. That would have for sure changed the outcome of this battle. Turret going down now, but taking 1 extra salvo for the Overlord that already could have hit the Phoenixes otherwise. Phoenix is still taking a good amount of damage here. No, the Stormcaller is the next target here. Can the Overlord kill this Phoenix? Okay, it kills the Phoenix, but Tanner still losing the fight here. Okay. Can Tanner turn this around? We have Senior Specialist here for Tanner. Okay, Tanner just investing into more Overlords. Out of money already. As Tanner went for mass recruitment. On the other side, Shade still considering what to do here with all the money. Arclights moving around. Overlords being deployed in the south. Free upgrade on this one is quite nice. We see Shade wanting to move the crawlers around here a bit. Going for some range on the Stormcallers. As these Overlords will do good damage. That's for sure. And yeah, the jump drive here making them move freer, moving them faster, is quite interesting. We have some pretty high level Mustangs here though. And those will focus fire the Overlord here. And they deal 21,000 damage per hit, as they also have the haste module. So they one-shot the Overlord here. So deploying the Overlords at that spot, big mistake most likely by Tanner. As all the Overlords just go down immediately here. Yeah, not realizing what the enemy had, how much damage the enemy Phoenixes had here. As the Phoenixes just one-shotted all of these guys. And yeah, that's an issue. Tanner in big trouble. Didn't want to have these Overlords fight these units directly. And this might already be the end. No, it's most likely not quite enough here. But it will be a lot of damage. Tanner taking a lot of damage here. That Overlord deployment has to be rectified next turn. It at least can be rectified here. But this Overlord positioning is not the right choice. Top supply specialist, too expensive here. Shade could go for it. The Shade still has room to maneuver. Goes for smoke instead. Yeah, redeployment on the Overlords absolutely necessary. Crawlers, quite a lot of crawlers around. And maybe more needed. Or more units like it needed at least. Deal with these Phoenixes. Electromagnetic blast makes sense. Taking away the range from the Stormcallers, taking away the range from the Phoenixes. Overlords, yeah, keeping them combined makes sense as well. You just don't want to use them as your frontline unit there. Tanks coming around. Yeah, no spawn ability here on the Overlords is a curious choice out of Tanner. And maybe something that costs them here. Maybe you just play Wasp yourself here. Like, on their own. Maybe, I feel like Wasps could have been the unit. Fangs can be the unit as well, though. Like, Fangs in one here, one in the rear. That keep fighting in front of your Overlord. I wouldn't put them quite next to each other. I would put one in front and one between the Overlords and the Arclights here or so. Okay, Wasp spawn is important as well. Like, you need to keep these Phoenixes busy. And sadly in the front line, I just think they died too quickly though. Keep the Phoenixes busy. Crawlers will try to do so though. But this Overlord still might be focus fights first. Nope, not yet. Can deal still some damage. The Stormcallers in the rear though, quite frustrating. First couple of Phoenixes here on the right side go down though. The first high level one is down. There's another one with a lot of damage up north. It has the potential of, if not quite one shot, at least heavily damage these overlords. And yeah, the overlord's not quite strong enough here. Will go down. And will get killed off completely. And that will be it here. Spirit Henner falling in the round of 8 to Shade. Really strong play by Shade here. Moving on into the next round. Let's see how this one did play out. Obviously have to deactivate the all shit as always. I really hope there will be coming up a permanent solution for that. Okay, they're playing right now. That's good. Divine Heretic and Dr. Nuke here coming up. Tang on the right side. Tanks and steel bolts with Giant versus heavy armor with Archites and Sledgehammers on the right side for Divine. Okay, obviously steel bolts good against all of this. You want to have something like crawlers, I was about to say, or something similar against the steel bolts. But Arclight's obviously good against that. Yep, already predicting that. Dr. Nuke go for a solution there from the get-go. Yeah, we would put the Arclight slightly further forward than this. But here we go. Round 1. Steel bolts rolling in. This should be working out like a bit of a carnage on both sides, but the steel bolts getting through to the sledgehammers quite quickly. As the crawlers died quite fast. Some of the sledgehammers surviving though. Should allow Divine Heretic to win the first round here, but it's a relatively close one. All Arclights surviving though, 300 damage here. Yeah, quick thing there. Could go for cheaper steel bolts. Yeah, missiles on the other side. Making your steel bolts, if you already go into steel bolts cheaper, is quite nice. Missile here helps out a bit as well, taking out the fangs. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Would go for something would put the missile a bit off this, so that maybe can hit another unit if there's another one placed. I think this is not the perfect placement, but it won't have any chance of hitting anything else here. Anyways, a lot of steel balls now. More crawlers on the flanks though. Ooh, a missile already. Not a big fan of that. Will hit the steel bolts here. Really not a big fan of that early missile. But yeah, crawlers on the top end annoying the steel bolts. And yeah, as I said, marksman versus steel bolts not quite as good as you would expect. As they need a bit more shots than you would hope. Like they need 3 shots if nothing else damages the steel ball on the normal damage setup. So that is a bit of a problem. But in the end, still a slight victory for Divine Heretic. So partially owned to that one missile there, which won't be there around next time. Oh yeah. Camera. That's not the camera. Properties. Yes, visual camera. Here we go again. Yeah. Hit the wrong thing for a second there. We're back online. Vulcan coming up. In the south. Vulcan should be doing a good job here against the crawlers. And we'll keep the marksman busy for a while. But I'm not sure if Vulcan really is giant. I would have gone for. I believe I would have gone for a fortress here. Because you have the Arclights already for the crawlers. Didn't felt like the crawlers were needing extra killing there. I mean, the Vulcan is doing its job here. And just fine. And the steel bolt's already doing a lot of damage here now. So that is good. Steel bolt's moving through. Command center getting killed. As in the north, still a bit of a victory for Heretic, but Dr. Nuke doing well. Doing really, really well. And this is going to be at the end of this. Arc Light's going down. Divine Heretic getting hit. Yeah. Here we go. Arc Lights. Another unit maybe here. Or at least some important upgrades here to be made for Divine Heretic. I'm not quite sure which upgrades would be good though. I feel like one more unit type to deal with the small units potentially. Or okay, Marksman with upgrades can work. Marksman with upgrade are somewhat nice. Scorching Earth. Scorching Flames on Vulcan here. Pretty helpful. Getting some extra damage against all the big boys. Missiles on both sides. Here to help out in the north. Steel Balls going for the heal. Crawlers here, keeping them busy. That's a good idea. Even might kill one of these balls or two. But the important thing is that they keep them here in the rear for a while. Allowing other units to survive a bit longer maybe. But yeah, the front line dies a bit too quickly here now. And then the steel balls get through too quickly as well. Vulcans at the moment for sure quite a meta unit here. They have a lot of good abilities that they can get. And yeah, they shred through the sledgehammers here now as well, thanks to the Scorching Earth and the Haste module. Haste module pretty nice on these Vulcans as well, as they otherwise are just a bit too slow. But Divine Heretic now struggling against this. As I said, like, yeah, some more beef here would be nice. I'm not quite sure what the unit would be. Maybe some Overlords would be nice. Second Vulcan comes in. Okay, Overlord it actually is. So that only helps out against the Fangs. Helps out against lack of AA here on the side of Dr. Nuke at the moment. Dr. Nuke not going for any early Mustangs or so. Only having Fangs here at the moment with AA. Arclights obviously can go AA, but not the most amazing against Overlords. The rest dying a bit too quickly though. Like, yeah. Another line of sledgehammers also could have been quite nice. As we go in here with a raid from the Gingerhead man. Hey! Coming in 6 Furies. Hello everybody. Welcome. In the round of 8, last game of the round of 8 here. Before we go into the semifinals of this lovely tournament. So they rough it. As yeah, north we have some slaughter. Steel balls under attack. But the Vulcans here with the extra range, with the Scorching Flames, just murdering everything outside of the Overlord. Overlord can get the kill there. Question is, what will attack which thing next? Obviously, like, the Fangs die pretty quickly if they get hit by the Overlord. Question is, will the Overlord be focused on the Vulcan first? It seems to be the case, and how quickly can kill that? Can kill it quite quickly. I think the Overlord will win this round at least. Yeah. Eating through the Fangs here quite quickly. So Overlord seems to be a solid choice for now, but the rest of the units still need to survive a bit longer. You can't just rely on the Overlord here, and it feels like the Divine Heretic might do that a bit too much now. Deactivating here. Yeah, the best partners thing here for some extra marksmen. Quite nice. Marksman with Elite Marksman upgrade. Those will deal with Overlords quite nicely. As we're here for Divine, we see higher level Marksman being added. It's still only the one Overlord here. Marksman with deactivation. Question is, do you kill the Fangs quickly enough here that the Marksman then can actually do something about the Vulcans and the Steel Balls? Crawlers here trying to do their job. I mean, they still keep these Steel Balls busy here. The Crawlers just die a bit too quickly though, and Steel Balls then still get a lot of damage in there. Marksman at least deactivating this Vulcan, but the other Marksman on the other side doing their damage as well. And quick victory here now for Dr. Nuke. As Orbital Bombardment instead of Iron Blast. Okay. I'm not sure if Orbital Bombardment does do much. I think the Iron Blast here is the ability if you want to one. Acid could have been good as well here, like putting some acid down here. Iron Blast does it faster though. Yeah, good Iron Blast here. orbital bombardment. Don't feel dead. And yeah. Let's see. Artillery coming in. Vulcan moving around as well. Best buds, range upgrade. Yeah, the iron did a good amount of stuff. Have some overlords now that can spawn in units, but it's not gonna work. This is not enough intensive training on both sides. Oh, the overlord nearly leveled up. If we have leveled up, then maybe going level 4 this round, then maybe giving it orbital could have worked out, as we see some extra wasps here. Wasps with shields, maybe. Give them some... Yeah, going with the shield upgrade. Another wasp coming in. Okay, some marksmen leveled up as well. Missile here on the fangs will at least take away the shields. Question is, can the wasps really salvage this situation? There's still no mustangs here at all. And the marksman will be busy for a while, I guess. So it actually could work out, as it's 3 lines of wasps with shields. Like, that's a lot of snipes. Question is, will the fangs help out a bit? Will the fangs go down quickly enough? And the answer is that the fangs, at least in the south, will help out quite a bit. Ones in the north, not so much, but turret going down quite quickly. And yeah, these fangs here are the problem, as they allowed the marksman to get onto the overlord too quickly here, and then this overlord not having enough damage to kill the Vulcan quickly enough. And that might be it, unless this still goes down. Okay, it still goes down at least. It's close, but now a couple of mustangs should fix this whole issue, or Dr. Nuke, or more Vulcans that tank more damage. I feel like the overlord artillery here is kind of a must. Instead we see fortresses with shields. That could have worked if they would have come earlier. Like, if your fortresses level together with the Vulcans and then the barrier is really strong, then it can survive for quite a while. But as you can see here, with the Vulcan's level 5, the barrier doesn't survive, and the Vulcan doesn't. The fortress doesn't survive either. Like, I really believe overlords, another round of overlords and overlord artillery would have been maybe an okayish solution, but that didn't came, and instead it's GG here. Dr. Nuke winning against Divine Heretic, and we're going on into the semifinal. It is semifinal time, guys, and I'm really hyped. I'm really stoked for this. Yeah, best of 3 times it is now, so let's see if we will have clean 2-0s, if we will have tough matches here. And yeah, obviously, like, just from the standings, Tang is still the favorite, but Dr. Nuke above 10,000 as well. Shade and Penguin quite high up there as well.